Hi everyone, welcome to Red Fox Sewing and Crafting, and welcome to my craft room. I'm Joanna. So this week I will be showing you how to make 2 albums, both Valentine's Day themed, perfect for this Saturday. And we are going to be starting with this one. This is going to be a 6 1/4 by 9 1/4 inch album. So we are going to start with the inside cover. We're going to do the front inside cover. So you will need one piece that is 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. And 2 pieces that are 6 1/4 by 5 1/8. And oh yes. Grab your scoreboards out, and you want the 5 1/8 at the top, and we're going to score at 1/2 inch on both pieces. And that is all the scoring we're going to do for the front cover. Your 3 1/4 by 4 1/4 is left alone. Going to fold and burnish on both of our score marks and miter. Shouldn't take that long. She's for the cold, so. Going to take our cover and put our flaps on the top and the bottom. And you want to align the short end and the outside to your flap. Like so. Flip this around and do the bottom. There. Now you want to add pattern paper to the top outside flap and to the back of your 3 1/4 by 4 1/4 piece. Now that we have pattern paper on our top flap and the back of our mat, we can attach this to here. So we're going to have 1 1/2 on the sides and 2.5 on the top and the bottom. So I'm going to line up my ruler here and then place my mat where I want it, and then I can pick this up and add glue just inside. I'm going to line up my ruler again and place this right down. Like so. Now, I just need to add magnets. One to the front side of our mat. Onto the front side of our mat right here. And then we need another one that goes on here. So I have some more double-sided adhesive, checking where my magnet, which way my magnet goes. Sticky goes up, magnet goes on top, and then you can close that, and the magnet sticks. So front is done. Now we're going to go to the back. I already added pattern paper to the back here. And for the back, you will need a piece that is 8 1/4 by 12. And a piece that is 5 1/4 by 4. So I'm going to start with our 4 by 5 1/4. With the 4 inches at the top, and we're going to score at 1/2 inch and at 3/4. 1/2 inch and 3/4. Now we're going to take our 8 1/4 by 12, and you want the 12 inches at the top, and we are going to score at 5. Now you want to flip it so that the 8 1/4 is at the top, and we are going to score at 1/2, 1 1/2, 3/4, and 6 3/4. And you want to flip it so that the bumpy side is up. So with the 8 1/4 at the top, and we're going to score at 1 inch and 7 1/4. So just to make sure you get that, you want the 12 inches at the top, score at 5. Flip it so that the 8 1/4 is at the top. You want to score at 1/2, 1 1/2, 6 3/4, and 7 3/4. Flip it so that the bumpy side is up. The score marks are bumpy side up. You want to score at 1 and at 7 1/4. Now you want to take scissors, a blade, your paper trimmer, whatever you want. And so this is the 5-inch side. This is the 7-inch side. You want the 5-inch side. We are going to cut along the inner score mark of our 1.5 and our 6 3/4 inch marks, okay? Just to the center inch mark. I'm gonna go let her in really quick. Go Pancake Storm. So I have these 2 pieces that I cut. I'm going to take this center piece, fold it in. Now I want my scissors, and you want to butt it up against the centerpiece, and you want to cut straight on the first 2, and then miter on the outside 1/2 inch. So again, butt it up against the centerpiece, cut straight, and then you want to miter. Then your piece will look like this. Then you want to miter the top 2 outer 1/2 inch pieces, like that. Gonna set this off to the side for now and work on our flap to get it ready. You want to fold and burnish on your 2 score marks, and then you want to miter the 2 corners of your 1/2 inch tab. You do not want to cut your 1/4 inch gusset. Okay, so like this. Set that off to the side. Back to our pocket. We're going to fold towards the bump of our score marks, okay? So starting with the outside, you want to fold. No, starting from the inside. Sorry, starting from the inside, you want to fold up or in. So fold in, then out, and in. And this last one, you want to make sure that it's not going over your base tab. So if you need to, you can just kind of push it over a little bit to get it to not peek out. So like that, okay? Then on the second side, fold in, then out, and in. take a pencil, and you want to mark a little over 1/2 or 2 inches from the outside of your large tab in. So about right there, okay? So this side in, you want to make a mark. And that will just help you figure out where to stop putting glue. So I'm going to add score tape to my tabs, making sure to not go over my mark, like right at my mark. I'm going to add score tape to the inside of my flap. And now we can put our pocket together. So you want to add your glue, making sure not to go over your mark that you made. And then you want to hold the tabs down closer to the 5-inch score mark that we made, and you want to flip it down. And then just kind of fussy it around to get your the edge of your pocket lined up with your tab as best as you can. Then take your bone folder, burnish the sides and the bottom so it squishes down really well. Now we're going to take our flap here and glue to the inside of your tab, and like this. So you want to line up your pocket. So my pocket is back up with the opening at the top, and then my flap has the tab with my glue facing me or up. I'm just going to push down like that and make sure that my gusset is still free, like this, okay? And to close this one, I am going to put some ribbon on it. So let me grab my ribbon really quick. And I'm going to cut 2 12-inch pieces. Enough, you two. I have my 2 pieces, so I'm just going to line up my pocket on my mat, and I have the back facing up, and I'm just going to stick my 2 ribbons to the back of my pocket. You don't want to add your ribbon to the flap. You want to add it to the back. So there's the bottom ribbon, and I'm just going to fold this, pull my flap down so that the gusset is flush with my pocket, so that everything is flat. Then I'm going to line up my pocket again to my mat, and then attach second piece of ribbon to the top of my pocket. Just like so. To make it a little easier to put on, I'm going to tie this closed. There we go. And then I can grab my cover here. 5¼ by 7. So it's a 5¼ by 7 inch piece. So that means 1/2 inch on the sides and 1/8 on the top and the bottom. So 1/2 inch on the sides, 1/8 on the top and the bottom. Our back pocket is added into the album, so now we can work on the hinge and the pages. We are going to add the pages in because it's going to be easier to put them in and then put the stuff on because of how the pages are made. For the hinge, you need a piece that is 4 by 8 3/8. You want the 4 inches at the top, and we're going to score it 1/2 inch all across. So 1/2, 1, 1/2, 2, 2.5, 3, and 3.5. Fold and burnish on all your score marks, making sure to keep everything straight as you can. No! Once you have folded and burnished on all your score marks, take your scissors and we're just going to cut a sliver off of both long sides. If you wanted to, you can use a trimmer. It's up to you. You just want to take off about a 1/16 of an inch off both sides so that when the hinge is on your cover, it's flush and there's no paper like pushing it up or anything. So look like this. Now these are your hinges. You've got hinge, hinge, gusset, hinge, hinge, gusset, hinge, hinge. Okay. I'm going to add score tape to one side of my 3 hinges. And if you hear my dogs, they are barking at the snow plows, the snow trucks outside. Okay, so let me show you how I do hinges. I'm going to start on one side. Add glue. Fold this down. Burnish it really good. Like this. And then we're going to go to the next one. And leave the outer ones flat until the inner hinges are done, and then I go back to the outer flaps, or the outer hinges. Next one, add glue. Fold it over, burnish it really good. And then you want to open it up, kind of flatten it on the table, and then I fold them over completely and check to see if the edges are flush. Scored the scored edges. And once I'm happy with them, I can take my bone folder, and just go across them to get it nice and flattened, and then it'll lay on your spine really well. So it'll be really flat. Last one. Maybe. There we go. Add glue. Fold it over. Burnish it really good. And sometimes you'll get glue oozing out of the sides, but that is okay. That is good. That means that your hinges are sticking. Now we're just going to fold the two end hinges over. And we have a hinge that we can add into our album. So I'm going to add some score tape to the back. And then I can attach my hinge. Spacing should be a little over 3/8 of an inch, top and bottom, and then 1/2 inch on the sides. So I'm going to take my ruler here, add some glue, and then line up my ruler, and then I can there we go. Can attach my hinge. For the pages, you need 3 pieces that are 8.5 by 11. I want the 11 inches at the top, and we are going to score at 5.5. I'm going to do that to all 3 pieces. And we just fold and burnish. I like using my scoreboard to help me make sure that it's as even as I can get it. I just spread it up against the side and then fold it over and burnish it. To attach them to our hinge, I have put a little bit of score tape on both sides of each of my hinges. You can do that. You can mark it. You could just guess, whatever you want to do, but it needs to be 1/8 to 1/4 inch away from the base of your hinge. To put them on, I'm going to add glue to one of our hinges, and then we're going to open up our page and line it up with the mark or score tape, or just guess, whatever you want to do, and you kind of want to center it as best as you can on your hinge. Once you're happy with it, just burnish it down, and then flip it to the other side, and we're going to add glue to the other side of our hinge. And the bottom of our page. And then just stick it closed. And then we just need to add the other two pieces down. So our pages are in, and next video we will be adding all the stuff to our pages. So I hope you liked this video. If you did, hit the like button down below. If you want to see more, hit subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye!